Hello, welcome all my dear student of first year basic class. In previous lecture, we have studied the adiabatic relations between pressure and volume, that is P raised to gamma is equal to constant, and other forms of this relation, that is adiabatic relation between temperature and volume, adiabatic relation between temperature and pressure. And we also studied some part of this point, that is work done during adiabatic process. Now today I am again going to repeat the part in brief and then move further. In order to obtain an expression for work done during adiabatic process, consider a 1 mole of a gas, 1 mole of a perfect gas contained in a perfectly non-conducting cylinder. Perfectly non-conducting cylinder means what? The walls of the cylinder as well as metal of the piston is perfectly insulated, so that there will be no any thermal contact between system and surrounding, or in a simple way, or in a simple word, we can say that system is totally isolated from that of surrounding. Okay. Let P, V and T be the pressure, volume and temperature of the gas respectively. Now, the pressure on the piston is so adjusted that it moves suddenly outwards. The piston pressure on the piston is so adjusted that it can move suddenly outwards. And when piston moves suddenly outward, the gas expands and does some work. The gas expands and does some work. As system is totally isolated from the surrounding, the change is adiabatic. Why change is adiabatic? Because system is totally isolated from the surrounding. And when the change is adiabatic, obviously the energy is drawn from the gas during expansion, and due to which there is a falling temperature, and temperature is fall by an amount dt. Temperature is fall by an amount dt. If A is the area of the piston, cross-sectional area of the piston is A, and if the piston is moved through the distance dx, then work done dW is equal to PA dx. Why P? Because pressure is moved piston is moved corresponding to change in pressure. So this is the work done. And this work done, here A is the area of cross section and A is the displacement of the piston or distance made by the piston. So this is nothing but dV. A dx is equal to dV. Therefore dW is equal to P dV. This is a work done. And this work done is equal to the area of strip A, B, C, D. Here the relation between pressure and volume under adiabatic condition, remember that, adiabatic conditions. The relation between pressure and volume under adiabatic condition can be represented graphically by adiabatic AB. This is the adiabatic AB. Adiabatic or adiabatic curve. The work done for a small change in volume dV corresponding to pressure P is nothing but what? dW is equal to P dV. Now we have studied the adiabatic relation in previous lecture, that is PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. Okay. From this relation, or this relation implies, suppose constant is equal to K, and from this relation, or this relation implies is that P is equal to K upon V raised to gamma. Suppose this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. By substituting the value of P from equation 2 in equation 1, we get dW is equal to K upon V raised to gamma dV. This is equation 3, which equation 3 represents the work done for a small change in volume dV corresponding to pressure P, and this is equal to the area of the strip ABCD. And when we integrate all such type of strips below the adiabatic AB, we will get the total work done during the finite adiabatic change AB. Okay. Hence, the total work done can be, or the total work done when the gas expands adiabatically from volume V1 to volume V2 is given by the area under the curve closed figure ABCD. What I say? The total work done when the gas expands adiabatically from volume V1 to V2 is given by the area ABCD. This is closed area, closed figure between the ordinates AD and BC. Okay, AD and BC. And therefore, the total work done will be W is nothing but integral dW from volume V1 to V2 is equal to integral K upon V raised to gamma dV from volume V1 to V2. But K is constant, and hence W is equal to K integral dV upon V raised to gamma. Now, between the limit V1 to V2. Solve this integration, we will get W is equal to K in bracket, K upon 1 minus gamma. Here 1 upon V2 raised to gamma minus 1 minus 1 upon V1 raised to gamma minus 1. Okay. Then we solve this integration by a simple manner, by our usual method. But here we can make some change, as K is equal to 1 minus gamma. Instead of this, write gamma minus 1. Gamma minus 1. When we make the change in sign, obviously this term get interchanging. So 1 upon V1 raised to gamma minus 1 minus 1 upon V2 raised to gamma minus 1. Okay. Suppose this is equation 4. Okay. Now, for an adiabatic process, we are very familiar that P1 V1 raised to gamma minus 1, P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to RT1, and P2 V2 raised to is equal to RT2. Or simply we can say that for adiabatic process, P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma is equal to constant. Okay, suppose this equation. Now we can make the change in this equation in order to put this value. So instead of this, we can write 1 upon gamma minus 1 in bracket K upon V1 raised to gamma minus 1 minus V2 1 upon V2 raised to gamma minus 1 upon k. Now you can substitute the value of here k is P1 V1 raised to gamma and here k is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma. After substituting value we will get W is equal to 1 upon gamma minus 1 in bracket P1 V1 raised to gamma upon V1 raised to gamma minus 1 minus P2 V2 raised to gamma upon V2 raised to gamma minus 1. Solve this term. We will get 1 upon gamma minus 1 is equal to P1 V1 raised to gamma minus gamma plus 1. When we take this value here, then P1 P2 V2 raised to gamma minus gamma plus 1 minus plus gamma getting cancelled with each other. We have 1 upon gamma minus 1 in bracket P1 V1 minus P2 V2. Okay. Suppose this is equation 5. Now again for adiabatic change, if T1 and T2 be the initial and final temperature of the gas, then P1 V1 is equal to RT1 and P2 V2 is equal to RT2. Okay. So substitute the value of RT1 here for P1 V1 and substitute RT2 for P2 V2. After substituting the value of P1 V1 and P2 V2, we have W is equal to, this W is equal to 1 upon gamma minus 1 in bracket R T1 minus T2, R T2. So take R as a common, we have W is equal to R upon gamma minus 1 in bracket T1 minus T2, or simply W is equal to R T1 minus T2 upon gamma minus 1. This is important expression. Suppose this expression number is 6. Here this expression number 6 gives the work done W for 1 mole of a perfect gas during adiabatic process. This relation is very important for exam point of view and in order to solve all the problems related to adiabatic expansion or compression, that is adiabatic process. Okay. Now up to this point we studied work done during an isothermal change and work done during an adiabatic change, or work done during adiabatic process and work done during for isothermal process. Now here question is arise that why adiabatic curve is steeper than isothermal curve, or for exam point of view, it is important to see that how slope of adiabatic curve through the same point on PV diagram is gamma times the slope of isothermal curve. So sometimes question may be asked on this article, that is here we are going to slope of, next point, slope of adiabatic or adiabatic curve and isothermal curve. Here we are going to see the relation between the slope of adiabatic and isothermal curve. See here. See here, AB is isothermal curve or simply isothermal. AB is isothermal curve or simply isothermal. And this CD is adiabatic curve or simply adiabatic. Now when both the curves A, B and CD are intersect to each other through the same point, then here in figure it is observed that adiabatic curve is this adiabatic curve CD is steeper. Adiabatic curve are steeper than isothermal curve or simply isothermal. And here our main motto is that we have to prove that adiabatic curve or simply adiabatic is steeper than isothermal curve. Okay. So in order to prove this, firstly consider a graph between P and V under isothermal condition, and the isothermal curve is AB. And for isothermal process we know that PV is equal to what? Constant. Suppose this is equation 1. Now differentiate this equation 1, we have PdV is equal, PdV plus VdP, and differentiation of constant is 0. From this relation we can write VdP is equal to minus PdV. When we take this term toward this side, or this term, this equation implies yes, dP by dV is equal to minus P upon V. Suppose this equation 2. Okay. What is this? This is dP by dV is nothing but the slope of isothermal. This is the slope of isothermal. dP by dV. Okay. And this slope is nothing but minus P upon V. Now, a graph between P and V under adiabatic condition is PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. What I say? A graph between P and V under adiabatic condition is shown by the adiabatic curve or simply adiabatic CD. And for adiabatic process we know that PV, relation between pressure and volume, is nothing but PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. Suppose this is equation 3. Again differentiate this equation, we have, when we differentiate this equation, P gamma V raised to gamma minus 1 dV. This is the okay. Plus V raised to gamma dP, and differentiation of constant is 0. Or instead of this we can write P gamma V raised to gamma minus 1 dV is equal to, take this term toward this side, so minus V raised to gamma dP. Or this term, instead of this we can write P into gamma V raised to gamma into V raised to minus 1. V raised to gamma minus 1 is nothing but V raised to gamma into V raised to minus 1 dV is equal to minus V raised to gamma dP. See here, this V raised to gamma is getting cancelled with this V raised to gamma, and simply we have P gamma V raised to minus 1 dV is equal to minus dP. Or instead of this we can write dP by dV is equal to minus gamma P upon V. Suppose this is equation 4. Okay, when we solve this we will get this. When we compare these two slopes, that is slope of isothermal curve and slope of adiabatic curve, then it is found that slope of adiabatic curve is gamma times, slope of adiabatic curve is gamma times slope of adiabatic curve, or simply adiabatic, is gamma times the slope of isothermal curve, or simply isothermal. Okay. And hence the adiabatic curve, or simply adiabatic, is steeper than isothermal curve. Hence the adiabatic is steeper than isothermal at a point where two curves intersect each other. Okay. Now in next lecture we will see the internal energy and remaining part of this chapter. Till then we shall stop here. Have a good day. Thank you.